Hey guys, this is me Gauri Singh and this is my third YouTube video. And well, how have you all been? Today for me was a drastic day. I recorded the whole video and something went wrong, and now I am recording it for the second time. And I am a little frustrated. Okay, let's start with today's video. So, I am going to start with the chapter 2 of class 12th computer science, that is review of Python part 2. The topics covered in this video are relational operators and logical operators. Forgive me guys if I am a little candid in this video because it is a hassle to record a very long video all over again. I'm going to start with indentation. See, everything is going so wrong today. I'm even writing the spellings wrong. Indentation. So, indentation is used to delimit the blocks in Python. Delimit the block in Python. Remember this because it is important. And the second thing in this is that indentation are very useful when you write the loops. In Python, there are no braces to indicate the block codes or for the class and function definitions of flow control, where other programming languages use curly brackets or they have keywords like where to begin and where to end, but the Python uses white space. Now here it reminds me that I have already explained to you people the white space characters, the escape sequences and the multi-line strings in my last two videos. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe my videos and my channel and hit the bell icon. Whenever I post a new video, you will be informed. Now the Python uses white spaces as explained in my last video. Moving on, an increase in indentation comes after certain statements, like a decrease in indentation signifies the end of the current block. The Python style guide recommends using 4 spaces per indentation level. That means that every indentation is equal to 4 spaces. You should remember this because it comes in the Viva, the board exam Viva. Now, let me start with the relational operators. But before that, let me give you an example of indentation, because indentation and branching is a little bit tricky, but it's easy, very easy. See, this is the program that I am going to tell you today. But before that, let me give you an example. If percentage is more than 90 colon, every indentation is followed by a colon. Always remember it. If you do not, if you miss the colon, you will make a huge mistake. Yes. So if, I hope that it is visible more clearly now, if percentage is greater than 90 colon, the indentation has started. This space are the 4 spaces as per the Python style guide. Print bracket secure grade A in class 12 Okay, so this is an example of indentation. Now, moving on with the relational operators, I hope that you have understood it. Now I'm going to move with the relational operator. So I'm going to start with the relational operators, and I want you to write it down somewhere because these things are really tricky. Now, the operators used to do comparison are called relational operators. In some expressions, it is required to compare the variables or constants. These operators always result in a Boolean value. I that you know what a Boolean value is. So, these operators always result in a Boolean value. That is true or false. The relational operators are also called comparison operators. Now I am going to start with the relational operators. I hope it is very clearly visible to you guys. Okay. Relational operators. Now, the relational operators are equal to equal to. It is simply called equal to. It is not equal to. It is greater than. It is less than. It is greater than or equal to, and it is less than or equal to. Kindly write it down somewhere. I'm going to bold it for you. These are the only relational operators that you have. Now, I am going to tell you a question related to the relational operator. Now, I have told you before that whenever you get a question, relational operators or be it any other topic, always read the question very carefully, because whatever you have to do is there in the question itself. Write a program to take a value from the user. So in this part, you have to take a value from the user. This means that you have to write a statement in which validates or which gives the user a chance to enter the value of his or her choice, and print the square of it. You know what squares are? Like, what is the square of 2? It's 4. So whatever the value the user will input, you have to print the square of it. Now you have to devise a plan. You have to devise a strategy, a program, a Python program, so that you are able to print the square of it, unless it is more than 120. That means that you can print only the squares less than 120, not even equal to 120 or more than 120. The message I cannot square the numbers that appear if user types too large a number. That means that if the user has entered 130, 140, or be it any other number that is more than 120, or if the user has entered 120 itself, it will be not regarded, because the condition that you are going to formulate in the program that you are going to write should satisfy that the entered number is less than 120. Let us start with the program. I have written the question over here. I hope that you can see the cursor that I am moving. Now, why is this hashtag here? You should be quick. These are the comments that will not appear in the printed statements. Now let us start really quickly, because I have already devoted a lot of time to this video, and I wanted to make it really really efficient for you guys. So please tell me in the comment box that if it is, if you have any doubts, or if there is a certain section of this video that you are unable to understand, and if there is any, you can always ask me the questions related to it, or the questions related to computer science Python on my Instagram handle. I will be adding a link to on my description box of this video itself, of my last two previous videos, and of my Instagram channel. Now, my Instagram channel's name is Authori, AUTHORGAURI. Let us start. See, now I'm going to start with explaining the whole program, and then I will be, highlighting the key points. Num is equal to input. Num is the variable. It is a normal. It is followed by a normal equal to input bracket double quotes. What number do you want to see the square of? You can add any other statement which satisfies the condition, but this is the most appropriate language that I got. It's up to your choice, but let us start. And followed by ending double equals to, not the double equals to, sorry. I really hope that you are able to understand why the quotes are used. I have already explained the single quote, the double quote, and the triple quote in my last two previous videos. Now the double quotes are the normal quotes, but because this is followed by an input and a normal bracket and a normal quote, this is a simple sentence. What number do you want to see the square of? In the next line, num is equal to int number. Now, why is this statement important? This statement is very important because the operators that we are going to use in this video will not satisfy the condition of string or any other, the type of the text you can write. It will only accept an integer, a number. What is a number? It is an integer. So here we are defining it. Here we are narrowing the space of the program. So num is equal to int num. In the next line, if is a loop. If is more like a condition, not a loop. Moreover, if int num, again I have narrowed it down here. The condition that it is less than 120, not equal to 120, or not more than 120. Colon, what is always followed by a colon? It is an indentation. So here comes the indentation. An indentation has 4 spaces. This is the area which has 4 spaces. Square is equal to num into num. That means if the user has entered the number 2, the square of it will be 2 into 2, that is 4. Print, this is the print statement. It is really really easy. It is super easy. I hope that you are able to understand this. In the next line, I have again written another if statement. If num is greater or equal, अब जब एक कंडीशन बताई है तो दूसरी भी तो बतानी पड़ेगी. So I have devised this program in such a way that both the conditions are satisfied. And if, see, the user does not know that you cannot calculate the square of 120 or the numbers more than 120. So you have to be prepared to write the conditions for both the statements. Less than 120, equal to 120, or more than 120. But because of relational operator, it is more efficient, because here we have used a relational operator. This is a relational operator, and it gives us the opportunity to not write 3 conditions, but rather complete it quickly by writing only 2 conditions, for like a normal one in which the number entered is less than 120, and the other condition satisfies 2 things, equal to 120 and more than 120. Now it is followed by a colon, which is followed by an indentation. As always, I have said it almost a million times now. Okay, the print statement, the last 3 print statements are really really easy. Now you should be very very careful where to end the indentation. Thank you for requesting the squares is common for both these conditions, so it is presented at the end starting from the margin. Now, how many if statements are used in this program? 2. How many relational operators? 2 or 1? There is only one relational operator used here. This one, greater or equal to. This is a normal equal to. Now, I'm going to quickly, very quickly make you understand the difference between, a normal equal to. Before anything else, let us check if the program we have written is correct or not. So the first number I'm going to enter is 120. See, square is not allowed for number over 120. Run this program again and try a smaller number with value less than 120. Thank you for requesting squares, but I do not want to write a number which comes within the range. I will write, is this a large number? It is. The square of it is even larger. Let us see the exam run. See. Now I'm going to enter 3, which is a smaller number. Here comes our expected and the relevant and the correct output, because the user has understood that if he or she will enter any number equal to 120 or more than 120, it will not satisfy the condition. Now let me quickly explain to you guys the normal equal to and the double equals to. The most common mistake in mixing the normal equal to and the double equal to operators is being explained by me now. See, in this program I have already made the video, so I have already written the programs. I really wish to make it really easy for you, but that can only happen if you hard work for it and try to understand the concepts really clearly, because the fundamentals are extremely important. At the end of your class 12th, nobody is going to come to you and tell you what relational operators are, because nobody cares at that time. The Viva will be going on, the practical exams will be going on, the board will not be cancelled again. So be prepared. I hope it is easy, and again I want to tell you that if it is not for you, then you can contact me on my Instagram handle. You can tell me in the comment section. You can reach out to me in the ways that I've already told you. See, in this program, the normal equal to is just to be assigned to the values. Like x is equal to 10. So 10 is a value which is assigned to a variable x. Y is equal to 10. 10 is a value which is assigned to the variable y. X is equal to y. Print y, 10. It is a normal equal to. But now guess is equal to number is equal to 101. Guess is a variable, num is a variable, 101 is its value. It's 101. Actually not 101. 101 will be the string. 101. Hashtag statement with exactly equal. Hashtag, it is used for the comments. So it is a comment which will not be printed, but here it explains you that these are just the variables with having the exactly equal. It is not a relational operator, a normal equal to. If statement, guess equal to num. Now this is the relational operator. Colon, indentation comes here. Indentation has 4 spaces, always remember that. Print, bracket, quotes, that is the double quotes. You guessed it right, and this is what is printed here. Let me do it again for you, because this is the least I can do for you. Okay, here it comes. Now I really hope that you are able to understand it. I'm going to keep today's session till here. I do not want to make this video very long. The children get confused if the video is too long, so I'm going to keep it till here. So what did you learn today? You learned the operators, the relational operators, you learned indentation, and you solved a question related to indentation. Now what I want you to do is, here's a little homework. I know that it is completely up to you if you do it or not, but I would be very, very happy if you do it. Homework, okay? So, here's a small question for you. Write a program to find the roots of quadratic equation. I want you to take any quadratic equation. You're in class 12th. It does not matter which stream you belong to. Everybody knows what quadratic equations are, and I want you to use the Dharacharya formula. So, as I have explained to you in this video, whenever you get a question, read the question very carefully. For this question, you should know what Dharacharya formula is, what roots are, and what quadratic equation is. Take any quadratic equation and I want you to send me the pic of your solved question on my Instagram handle. And if you're not on Instagram, just put it out in the comment section or write it down in the comment section that you are able to do it, you are not able to do it, you are able to understand it, you are not able to understand it, you want me to explain it to you. We will devise any way, and I will tell you this for sure. And for the people who are on Instagram, I will be writing out that what my Instagram ID is. Well, here it is. This is my Instagram handle. I will make it a little bit more easy for you to see. I hope you are able to see it. This is my Instagram handle. I will be adding the link of all the important things that I know, and the best way to learn computers is by writing. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and I really, really hope that you are safe out there, all of you. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, like, share, subscribe, comment on my video. Thank you. Stay tuned for a lot more.